Hi, this is Paul. I just wanted to share a little bit. Yesterday, I posted about change and that sometimes it's necessary to make changes in your life. And I just wanted to share a little bit about my own story. And that is 3 years ago, I met a woman that absolutely changed my life. And it required me to drop some of the beliefs and the things that I'd grown up with, and that was really encased in a lot of religion, and felt that, the framework of the religiosity was important to the point where I structured my life that way. And she challenged me to rise up and to believe in the Holy Spirit and the workings of the Holy Spirit. And so that involves some change, but there was something that happened in my life before that. And back when I was 17, I had a chance to be able to actually get baptized in the Holy Spirit. And I was living in my parents' household, and it was a time where I wrote about this in my book, that there was 4 words that changed my life. And they came up to me in a Taco Tico restaurant and they said, "Have you found Jesus?" And I went, wow. I was just like, I went to church all my life, and, I thought I knew Jesus. But when they said, "Have you found Jesus?" I thought, wow, I don't know if I have. And so I went to this place in Salina, Kansas called Solid Rock. And they would raise their hands up in the air, and it was just kind of one of these Jesus freak places. And I was like, it was completely different than anything that I'd ever experienced in my life. And so they said, "Do you want to be baptized in the Holy Spirit?" And I was like, sure, yeah. And so I got baptized in the Holy Spirit. And they said, the evidence of that is speaking in tongues. And I went, okay. And so they said, God will give you the language, and the words, you have to speak, and the words will come out. He'll give you the words to speak. And so that night I did it when I was at home, and it just, the language just flowed out of me. And it just felt like spiritually I was filled to overflowing. It's nothing I ever experienced in my life before. And so the next day I was so excited. I told my parents, because I was only 17, I was still living in their household. I said, "Mom, Dad, I got baptized in the Holy Spirit and I spoke in tongues." And they said, "Don't you know that that's worshiping devil spirits?" And I went, oh my gosh. So I just completely put it on, left it alone, didn't do anything with it until later in life. And then when I was challenged by my future wife, now my wife, who she wanted to know what I thought about the baptism of the Holy Spirit and what I thought about speaking in tongues. And, it was funny because just 4 years prior to this, God had prompted me to write a book on filled to overflowing. And I'd spent a couple of years in the monastery and praying endlessly and, trying to be religious, but I felt like I was just like, there was something more. And I just felt that there was something that God could provide to me that would really evidence the Holy Spirit. And so that was actually being filled to overflowing with speaking in tongues. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I appreciate the chance to get your feedback on this. And so it's been a great time up in Lake Havasu, Arizona. You can see over here is the pool and the spa, which I've taken great advantage of. And we are wintering in Arizona. It's been a great time. We went to just a fantastic church today called Abundant Grace Assembly of God Church. There were some missionaries there, and they were actually, they're going to minister in Russia, which was all places. So I gave them a copy of my book. I gave the pastor a copy of my book called Death of a Yellow Page Salesman. And it talks in there about being filled to overflowing. So if you're looking to be filled to overflowing, if you feel empty in your life, if you feel that there's something spiritually more, and you've never experienced the gifts of the Holy Spirit, I encourage you to seek it out, because this life is short and eternity is long. So do it, and you will not regret it. It's just a perfect prayer. And the Apostle Paul said, "I speak in tongues more than you all." God bless. I love you.